So we're going to kick it off WrestleMania 36. All right, Bernard, I don't know. Let's look at that card as well and get that pulled up. It was a pretty decent card. You had Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. This is after Drew had won the Royal Rumble. Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. Undertaker, AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. Firefly Funhouse. Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Last Man Standing. Edge and Orton. Becky versus Shayna. Rhea versus Charlotte. Kevin versus Seth. Um, we have the SmackDown Women's Championship Fatal Five Way: Bayley, Sasha, Lacey, Tamina, Naomi, Sammy and Daniel Bryan Intercontinental Championship, Morrison, Uso, and Kofi for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That's weird. I don't remember that. Raw Tag Team Championship. Oh, it must have been just their teams. But anyway, Street Profits versus Theory and Garza, Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, Alistair versus Bobby, Elias versus Corbin. And then we had Otis and Ziggler. I mean, honestly, and I don't know if you feel any differently, Bernard. I think out of like all we got here in the two nighters 36, 37, 8, 9, 40, and 41,
Uh-huh.
I think this might be the worst one.
Yeah, I could agree. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't, up to par as it was. I mean, um, I think that was what the COVID year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it threw everything off. I still did something out of nothing, but like I said, just overall, it was a bad WrestleMania. It was a bad year. Even though COVID, it wasn't our fault, but it kind of messed everything up for some people. So I put it in the D column.
You thought that was a B?
No,
Wow.
D D D
Oh,
D.
D? Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank God. The mic got a little soft. I was like, what? No
Yeah.
way. But no, I agree. I think D is a good spot for that. That's what I was thinking. If you were thinking B, I was like, maybe we could settle on C. But wow, okay, we're on
Yeah.
the same page there. WrestleMania 37, though, I honestly think was a lot better of a card. I don't know how much of it you remember. It was Bad Bunny's debut. In the WWE. So that was really fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too. I enjoyed I enjoyed the card was better. Edge has returned that year
Yep.
for a run. Um him, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan, that was a phenomenal card. Oscar and Rhea Ripley. Um that was a moment when Oscar had put the Raw Women's division on her back and she carried it through the COVID years, them and Drew
Hmm.
McIntyre. But I said that was a good debut for Rhea Ripley on the main roster. Um, you know, to come up, on the main roster and to dominate like that and win the title on her first debut match at WrestleMania is like that was insane. I like that. So I put that in mm, I
Mm.
put that in the what C plus column.
All right, so that'll be C for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, had Drew versus Bobby, Bianca versus Sasha, New Day versus AJ and Omos. I liked AJ and Omos. I thought they were a really fun pairing together. Bad Bunny
Yeah.
and Priest versus Miz and Morrison. Fantastic match. I thought Bad Bunny was stellar in that. Braun
Yes.
Strowman versus Shane McMahon was a really fun match. When Braun ripped the cage open and pulled Shane back through it, that was great. Cesaro versus
Yeah.
Rollins was another Monday Night Messiah, take it or leave it. Tag Team Turmoil, I didn't hate. Riot Squad, Lana, Naomi, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Natalia, and Tamina.
Hmm.
It's kind of weird, but I enjoyed it. I liked the idea of it. I think that's where Natalia and Tamina ended up winning on night two.
Right.
Um,
No, it
yeah,
was Naya. I think it was Naya and Natalia at that time. And then that's when no, Tamina and
Nia and
Natalia.
Shayna.
Yeah, Naya said. Then that's when Natalia and Tamina did win it on SmackDown. I remember.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You said Rhea, Oscar, Daniel versus Roman. Chat. I'm not
And
kidding you. This is a match I refuse to discuss, and why I'm happy you put it in C. And if it weren't for the rest of this card being really solid, in all honesty, I this might be in the D category because there's some bad matches. Randy Orton versus The Fiend, dude.
uh-huh.
That was horrible.
Wow.
Such a cool entrance for Bray and The Fiend. And then Alexa just turns on him and the match is over before it starts. I don't mind Alexa turning on him at all. It's just like there was no, it was so bad. And then they
Yeah.
had that stupid freaking Nigerian drum circle match between Big E and Apollo Crews. That was so dumb too for the Intercontinental Championship. You did get KO versus Sammy, which is a good match. Riddle versus Sheamus was a good fight. So I think C is appropriate, man. I don't get overly excited when I think about 37, but every time I think about 37, I'm like, oh my god, that was so much better than 36. I think that's all I can really say about it. Next on the chopping list, buddy, is going to be WrestleMania 38 from Dallas, Texas. That was Roman versus Brock, was the night two main event there. And then you also had um, Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens, the Usos versus Nakamura and Rick Boogs, which was a really fun match. Drew versus Happy Corbin at the time when he was doing that whole shtick. And that was
Hmm.
really weird. But Drew McIntyre cut the ropes with a sword. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Um, this was Logan Paul's debut in the WWE. Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios, Dominic and Ray. Bianca won the Raw Women's Championship from Becky Lynch. Cody Rhodes debuted and beat Seth Rollins. Charlotte Flair did beat Ronda Rousey. That was kind of nuts. Stone Cold's first match back in WWE in 19 years. Oh, hell yeah. I was there for it. I loved it. And then we had Brock and Roman. AJ Edge, that 8 women tag team match that Rhea and Liv ended up winning. RK Bro ended up retaining the tag titles in that really fun triple threat. Bobby versus Omos, really not a good match in my opinion. McAfee Theory, Knoxville Zane was really fun. Woods, New Day versus the Brawling Brutes. I mean, it wasn't the best all around card, but honestly, we may just continue to trend upward, Bernard. I think I'm putting it at a B. I really like this show. Like I've went back and watched it. I was also there live, but I really liked it.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. I loved every second of it. Um, phenomenal match all the way around night two and everything. But I don't know, but for some reason, night two always be the banger card more so than the night one card.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, they seem to keep like the prestige of the WrestleMania Sunday. Like you want to be on
Correct.
Sunday. That's what WrestleMania had been its entire tradition until, they went two night. Now it's Saturday too, but it's still WrestleMania Sunday. So, yeah, I
Right.
think that's a B tier show. You don't really have many complaints about it. I think that's one I could watch back. 37, I don't know that I would. I'd watch certain parts of 37, 36. I'd watch like the Firefly match. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
39 next, it wasn't beautiful. Los Angeles, California, U.S. Championship, Cena versus Theory. Street Profits were in that showcase match. I don't know. It was weird. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul was really good. Becky versus Trish or Becky and Trish versus Becky, Lita, and Trish versus Damage Control is fun. Ray versus Dom, low key stole the show. Night one, their entrances and everything was awesome. Just kidding. What actually stole the show was Rhea and Charlotte. I thought this was Rhea's coming out party. She beat the Queen in dominant fashion. It was fantastic. And then you had KO and Sammy main eventing night one and winning. And that was really satisfying as well. I enjoyed pretty much that whole thing. And that was what was Sunday? Why didn't it give me Sunday on that one? I'm
Yeah.
missing so many matches. Who was it? Cody versus Roman. Cody doesn't finish the story. That was brutal. Okay, here we go. Gunther, Drew, Sheamus, absolute banger. Bianca, Asuka, Cody, Roman. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fantastic like history making matches. Do you feel like opposed to putting that as an A tier?
Mm, nah, I say I put that in the B
You
type
think so?
there. Yeah, because
Mhm.
see, it was a phenomenal wrestling overall, but a lot of people was upset that Oscar didn't win at WrestleMania against Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair was on an undefeated streak. And then, of course, Cody Rhodes didn't finish the story, but see, that's due to Roman Reigns' bloodline at the time. But overall, it was a pretty good match. But the next WrestleMania that you about to put up there, I think I'm gonna put that in the A column now.
WrestleMania 40, you think that's going in A?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. So, because that's when the Triple H era comes in. Um, let's see, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes at the time tag team. That was main event in night one. You got Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. That was a phenomenal one. You got Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. We know that was night two. Yeah, that was night two, but still, it
Yeah.
was a phenomenal match. Um, and finally, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns Part Two, where he finally finishes the story, and I believe that was a phenomenal wrestling all along. Oh, don't forget you got Jay Cargill's debut with Bianca Belair and Naomi against Damage Control. They won. Then you got Bailey. She beat Io Sky when Io had turned on her and
Hmm.
Damage Control turned on her. This is a phenomenal match all the way around. And then you got Damian Priest trying to do a Seth Rollins 2.0 with the height of the century, cash in on Drew McIntyre with Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins. And then that's when Drew McIntyre was so focused on teasing and flipping CM Punk over to the point where CM Punk, whooped his ass a little bit, and then that's when Damian Priest came in. But it was a phenomenal, match all the way around. Like I said, and this is when the Triple H era took place. And I said we was moving into a better direction with WWE and WrestleMania. And a lot of personal battles, personal storylines, and all. So I get put that in the A column. Your thoughts?
I mean, honestly, man, I might put it in the S, especially for
S.
considering what
Okay.
we're talking about. Like just
Hmm.
two, just 2 night WrestleManias. I think this is the best one we've had. Like Cody versus Roman was the freaking Avengers. And then you had The Rock working for the first time since WrestleMania 28, like legitimately working, I think, since WrestleMania 28. And it was just fantastic. Everything they did, it felt like worked. There was a lot of hidden gems in that. That 6-pack ladder match as well. That was nuts, dude. It was 12 dudes in a ladder match. Judgment Day, Awesome Truth, uh, DIY, New Day, New Cats Republic, which was done in Tyler Bate, A Town Down Under, and that's where you got the Miz and Truth, the Awesome Truth tag team, and that was a phenomenal moment to have R-Truth win a title at WrestleMania. I think they just
Yeah.
did everything right at WrestleMania 40, and like you said, it was the first of the Triple H era. I'm putting it in the S tier. I think I have to at this point.
Right.
And last on the block, my friend, would be indeed WrestleMania 41. Some really fun stuff. Cody Rhodes versus Cena, Lyra Valkyria and Becky in the women's title match. Logan Paul or Randy Orton and Joe Hendry in an impromptu match. The IC title match. Dom, Breaker, Finn, and Penta. Um, let's see, what was the other really good things? Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, obviously. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight was really fun. World tag titles. Gunther versus Jey Uso. I think people have some things to say about that. This one was a tough rebound for me from WrestleMania 40. I mean, looking at this
Mm.
card, man, like it was fun. I had some fun, but I don't know. I kind of put this in like the C category. I find this similar to WrestleMania 37. Like there's some really fun things and then some things I don't think I'd watch WrestleMania 41 again.
Yeah, I agree. And plus, being at what The Rock messed up the whole storyline. Because see, at before it was going to be in the A column or the S column, but being at that finish to the main event of Cena, I mean, first of all, congratulations for Cena breaking the record for most championship reigns in WWE history. But you know, what being that what The Rock wasn't involved, and due to his dumb excuse that he made or something, man, and yeah, he kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. So that's it deserved to be in the C column. Everything else was great. Um, you know, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, when he did the turn and went on
Awesome.
Heyman's side. That was awesome. Other than that, that probably being the D call. But I say that Seth Rollins turn. I said you know, and and Cena winning 17 championships. I say it's in the C column. So that's where it needs to be.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I feel confident in our list. We got a couple of Bs. WrestleMania 38 and 39 were Bs. I think we're going to put WrestleMania 40 in the S just based off of the criteria. We got 37 and 41 find themselves in the C column, and 36 was all by itself down in D.